He jumped from a plane with $200,000. It is night. November 1971. A storm is beating the sky over America. 10,000 feet above the dark forest, the back stairs of a Boeing 727 slowly open. Cold wind screams into the plane. A man stands at the top of those stairs. He wears a business suit. A bag of money is tied to his body. Below him, black clouds, freezing rain, and nothing else. He steps into the darkness. And then, he is gone. He is gone. 50 years later, we still don't know who he was. We still don't know if he lived or died. This is the mystery of D.B. Cooper. Welcome to True Crime English. Listen slowly. Read the words on the screen. Today's story has 10 special words. Can you find them all? Let's begin. Nobody knows his real name. Think about that. In most crime stories, we start with a childhood, a hometown, a face. But this man left us almost nothing. So let me show you what the world saw on that one day. It is the afternoon of November 24th, 1971. The day before Thanksgiving, a big holiday in America. Airports are full of families. A man walks up to the airline counter in Portland, Oregon. He looks about 45 years old. He wears a dark suit, a white shirt, and a black tie. He looks like a quiet businessman, a boring man, a man you would forget in 5 minutes. He pays cash for a one-way ticket to Seattle. The ticket costs about $20. He gives a name, Dan Cooper. That name was fake. Later, a newspaper made a small mistake and called him D.B. Cooper. The wrong name became famous. So D.B. Cooper is what we call him today. In 1971, nobody checked your ID at the airport. You bought a ticket, you walked onto the plane. That's it. Cooper takes a seat in the back row. He is carrying a briefcase. A briefcase is a small, flat bag for papers. Businessmen carry them every day. His briefcase looks completely normal. He lights a cigarette. He orders a drink, bourbon and soda. He is calm. Calm means quiet and relaxed. Not afraid. Not nervous. But inside that ordinary briefcase, there is something terrible. And in a few minutes, the whole plane will belong to him. One small piece of paper started everything. Just after the plane takes off, Cooper calls a flight attendant. Her name is Florence. She is 23 years old. Cooper hands her a folded note. Florence thinks he is flirting with her. She puts the note in her pocket without reading it. Cooper leans close and says, quietly, "Miss, you better look at that note. I have a bomb." Florence opens the note. Then Cooper opens the briefcase, just a little. Inside, she sees red sticks, wires, a battery. It looks exactly like a bomb. This is a hijack. To hijack means to take control of a plane by force. In the 1970s, hijacks happened many times. But this hijack was different. Because Cooper did not want to go to another country. He wanted something else. His demands were simple. Step 1, $200,000 in cash. That was his ransom. A ransom is money a criminal demands to free people. $200,000 in 1971. That's like $1.5 million today. Step 2, for parachutes. A parachute is a big piece of cloth that opens in the air, so a person can fall slowly and land safely. Why for parachutes? Listen carefully. If Cooper asked for only one, the police might give him a broken one. But 4? Maybe he plans to jump with a hostage. Now the police cannot play tricks. Clever. Very clever. Step 3. A truck ready in Seattle to fill the plane with fuel. And here is the strangest part. Cooper stayed calm the whole time. He didn't shout. He didn't threaten the passengers. He even paid for his drink. The 36 passengers around him knew nothing. They were flying inside a hijack and they had no idea. Everything Cooper asked for, he got. The plane circles above Seattle for 2 hours. The captain tells the passengers a small lie, "We have a small mechanical problem." The passengers sigh. They look at their watches. They are annoyed about the delay. That's all. Meanwhile, on the ground, there is panic. It is the evening before Thanksgiving. Banks are closing. But the police and the FBI move fast. They collect $10,020 bills from a Seattle bank. And they do one smart thing. They photograph every single bill. Every serial number is recorded. Remember this. It matters later. At 5:45 in the evening, the plane finally lands in Seattle. The money comes aboard in a bag. The 4 parachutes come aboard too. And Cooper keeps his word. All 36 passengers walk free. Most of them still don't know they were hostages. Cooper keeps only 4 crew members, 2 pilots, a flight engineer, and 1 flight attendant. Then he gives his last order: fly to Mexico City. Fly low under 10,000 feet. And fly slow. Why low and slow? Because Cooper knew this exact plane. The Boeing 727 had a special back door with stairs that could open during flight. Almost nobody knew that. Cooper did. The plane takes off into the night, into a storm. Heavy rain hits the windows. The wind outside is freezing. Inside, Cooper checks the money. He opens the bag and looks at the bills. 10,000 bills. 21 pounds of paper. Then he checks the parachutes one by one like a professional. He takes off his black tie and puts it on the seat. Finally, Cooper sends the last flight attendant to the front and closes the curtain behind her. He is now alone with the money. But Cooper is about to make one small mistake. Something he leaves behind on that plane. Keep listening. 8:13 p.m. The pilots feel a sudden bump. The tail of the plane moves up, just for a second. The air pressure changes. In the cockpit, the pilots look at each other. They understand. The back stairs are open, and Cooper is gone. He jumped. Into the night. Into freezing rain. Into wind colder than a freezer. Wearing a business suit and light shoes. With 21 pounds of money tied to his body. 10,000 feet above a wild, dark forest. 10,000 feet. When the plane lands, the FBI runs aboard. Cooper is not there. But he left something behind: his black tie. A cheap clip-on tie. That tie becomes evidence. Evidence means the things that show what really happened. And for 50 years, that little tie is almost the only evidence the FBI has. The next morning, the biggest search begins. To search means to look very carefully for someone or something. Hundreds of soldiers and police walk through the forest. Helicopters fly over the trees. Boats check the rivers. The FBI even uses a spy plane, one of the fastest planes in the world, to photograph the ground. What do you think they found? Think for 3 seconds. Nothing. No body. No parachute. No money. No Cooper. He vanished. To vanish means to disappear completely. Like smoke in the air. A grown man, a huge bag of cash, and a giant parachute. All of it vanished. Remember those photographed bills? The FBI shared the serial numbers with every bank in America. If Cooper spent even one bill, they would catch him. 50 years have passed. Not one of those bills has ever appeared in a shop or a bank. Not one. Not one. 9 years later, a little boy dug in the sand. February 1980. A family drives to the Columbia River for a picnic. With them is their son, Brian. Brian is 8 years old. The family wants to make a campfire on the riverbank. The riverbank is the land at the side of a river. Brian's job is simple. Clear the sand. Make it smooth. He moves the sand with his hands. Left, right. Then his fingers hit something. Paper. Old, rotten paper. He pulls it out. Money. 3 packs of $20 bills. Still held together by rubber bands. The bills are dark and half destroyed. Some fall apart in his hands. But they are real. The family takes the money to the FBI. The agents check the serial numbers against their old lists. Perfect match. Perfect match. This is Cooper's ransom. $5,800 of it. Buried in the sand, on a quiet riverbank, miles away from where Cooper jumped. For 9 years, the FBI had no news. Now, an 8-year-old boy holds the first real evidence in his small hands. But wait, this evidence does not answer the mystery. It makes the mystery bigger. Think about it. If Cooper died in the jump, who carried the money to the riverbank? The river? Maybe. But the money was found far from his flight path. It doesn't fit. And if Cooper survived, why leave $5,800 in the sand? Nobody walks away from that much money. It doesn't fit. The FBI searched the whole riverbank. They dug the sand for weeks. They found a few more tiny pieces of bills. And then, nothing. Again. The other $194,000? Never found. Not in a bank. Not in a shop. Not in the forest. The money vanished just like the man. One boy. One riverbank. 3 packs of rotten money. That is all D.B. Cooper ever gave back to the world. In 2016, the FBI gave up. After 45 years. After checking more than 1,000 suspects. After the longest hunt in its history, the FBI closed the case. Officially, they said their time was needed for other cases. Unofficially, they simply had no answer. The Cooper case is still the only unsolved plane hijack in American history. Unsolved means a mystery that still has no answer. Every other hijacker was caught or killed or identified. Everyone except Cooper. So what do you believe? Maybe he died. The night was freezing. The forest was wild. His parachute could not be steered. He wore office shoes. Experts say no professional would jump like that. Or maybe he lived. Because think about it, no body was ever found. No parachute was ever found. He knew the plane. He knew the back stairs. He knew exactly what to ask for. A man clever enough to plan all this. Maybe he was clever enough to survive it. And clever enough to stay silent for 50 years. Here is your comment mission. Did D.B. Cooper survive the jump? Write yes or no in the comments. In English, one word is enough. But if you can, tell me why. I read your answers, and I will share the results in a future video. He wanted to vanish. He got his wish. The question is, did he live to enjoy it? Before you go, let's check your 10 special words. Did you catch them all? 1. Hijack. To take control of a plane by force. Cooper hijacked Flight 305. 2. Briefcase. A small, flat bag for papers. The bomb was in his briefcase. 3. Ransom. Money a criminal demands. His ransom was $200,000. 4. Calm. Quiet and relaxed. Cooper stayed calm the whole flight. 5. Parachute. It opens in the air so you fall slowly. He asked for 4 parachutes. 6. Vanish. To disappear completely. Cooper vanished into the storm. 7. Search. To look carefully for something. The biggest search found nothing. 8. Evidence. Things that show what really happened. The tie was the only evidence. 9. Riverbank. The land at the side of a river. A boy found the money on a riverbank. 10. Unsolved. A mystery with no answer. The case is still unsolved today. You listened to a true story. And you practiced real English. Subscribe for 2 new stories every week. See you in the next case.